Welcome to the Atomic Impact Podcast. I am your host, Jason Osborne. And on this podcast, we interview successful business owners for them to share atomic, impactful lessons that they've learned and share them with us as well. As always, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way to close deals that doesn't rely on any of the old traditional methods that everyone hates. We use this method of about 26 qualified leads and sales calls in 10 days without any ad spend, outreach, or endless social media posting. To find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn to have a chat. That's Jason A. Osborne, and the link to that will be in the show notes below. But on today's show, our special guest is Aditya, which I probably said his name wrong, but he said we could call him Addy, so whatever works. But Addy, thank you so much for being here. He's the owner of ADT Solutions, providing B2B marketing solutions. Just so I don't butcher your name, I will, as you gave me permission, call you Addy throughout the rest of this because
Yeah,
I hate
that's all
saying
right.
people's names wrong. But let me ask you a question here that I always love to
Yeah.
start off with is this. When you started your very first business, what's the number one piece of advice? If you were able to go back in time and tell yourself, what's the number one piece of advice that you would give to yourself?
The biggest piece of advice that I would have given myself is that I should have looked at the revenue model because I initially started off with building a community and I thought of no revenue model. I just cared about building a community of people that aligned with
Yeah.
my vision. And I knew that it's all about making the next 10 years right. So I was quite community focused, I would say. But somewhere you do have to understand the dynamics of sustaining a business. You have to know that you kind of have to look for the little revenue generating systems that would eventually help you make money so you can make your clients money as well. So yeah, that's one piece of advice that I would have given myself if I had to go back in time. And probably I would convince myself to be a little more consistent, which I was, but I had these breakthroughs where I kind of stopped myself from doing things because I was my own biggest critics, I would say. I usually kind of undermined my own potential. So yeah, I just had to keep going, and I'm happy where I am today. So yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I personally feel that I should have just gone back and told myself if I had a chance.
Yeah, that's amazing, Addy. Two things you pulled out of there.
Yeah.
One of the things I'll start with that was your
Mm.
first response is about the model that you use in terms of your pricing and stuff. What suggestions do you have and advice you've learned for other business owners, whether they're brand new or, obviously this is for existing business owners or primarily for this podcast, but what are some tips around that? Because I think most businesses have that issue and it's a bit of an evolution. I don't
It
think you're ever
is.
going to get it 100% correct from the very beginning, but what's some advice and tips that you've learned along the way?
So, what I personally would recommend each business owner, even if you're new or even if you're starting out, your definition of the retainer or the kind of product that you are selling has to be defined by the service you are giving. It shouldn't be defined by the market. A lot of businesses fail to realize that they are providing a lot of value because they see a lot of other people doing the same thing. So what they think is, let's go cheaper and sell it to people. But that's going to just kill your own time. That's going to exhaust you to a level where you will be undermining yourself and the other people in the industry. So I would rather recommend that you establish yourself to a point where you can justify your cost by the service that you're providing, not by the other people in the market. Let uh, let's not let the market decide what cost you should be selling at. It's usually what a lot of people fail to understand is that they want to end up being the good one by selling it for cheaper or adding more value in a small retainer or just trying to over deliver. But what happens is that you yourself burn out and then you lose clients and then you can't retain them anymore because you kind of overcommitted just to make yourself look good. That's what I would actually recommend. Start small, have a defined service, have something that is tangible, more ROI focused. You are not claiming to just generate views, impressions, or non-tangible outcomes. You are kind of showing them that the growth is going to impact their future, maybe 5 years down the line, or 2 years down the line, or even 6 months down the line. So structure your service in a way that they can see a long-term goal with you. That's what I would
Mm,
recommend, because usually when you are pitching, you kind of see a very short term decision, like a 3 month closing lock-in period where you want to churn out as much money you can from the client, and the client then walks out disappointed because you didn't show them the 6 month vision or 2 year vision or 5 year vision that you had for them. So yeah, that's
mm.
something that I personally recommend, because I've done that mistake myself. So I know how it works. A $500 retainer compared to a $3,000 retainer, it's probably the same thing. It's just that the other person is trying to just over deliver at a very cheap cost to kind of get that client. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, and I love your perspective on that of future pacing in the client's mind that you're going to be working with them for a long time.
yeah,
And I think that that is, some people do that quite naturally, but I see so many businesses failing at that, so that's a huge lesson learned for sure. The other thing that you mentioned is that you when you were looking at the advice that you would give yourself, you were talking about trusting yourself more, if I
yeah.
remember what you were saying around that. So that's a big piece that we all deal with for sure.
It is. Yeah.
So what are some lessons you've learned from that?
What I've realized is it takes a lot of confidence to be out there, and when you are so overwhelmed with everything that's going around socially, I would say, if you watch all these digital platforms, they kind of make you look a little not so good, or probably they kind of make you look not so successful. They even kind of show you that people are living their best lives without doing anything. You can make $1 million sitting at home. You can watch a YouTube video, learn a skill, and sell those services. So you kind of feel that you're not doing enough. The constant fear of not being able to deliver to your own self is what I personally faced, and I feel we all are going through it. The easiest way to get over this thought process is just kind of do it. The attitude where you just have to do it irrespective of what's the end goal, what's the end result, what's the outcome. You just do it because you enjoy doing it, and you enjoy kind of delivering that, even if the person is not happy. So that's what I feel, that we kind of find it difficult because the world's become so competitive. Not in realistic terms, a lot of people are not actually doing what they show online. So it's better if you start actually doing those things in your real life, even if you're not able to show it online, even if you miss out recording it, even if you are not able to make a reel out of it, even if you miss out on posting on LinkedIn. It's all right, you have time to do it. So that's something that I learned the hard way. I spent a couple of years trying to get more impressions on LinkedIn, but what I realized, I managed to get a lot more to my clients than what I could actually gain on my own account. It's because
Mm,
everyone has their own credibility. It's just how you optimize it, how you leverage it. So the slow process is better than taking bigger jumps. It's always good that you take a step forward with all your consciousness and enjoy the process. It's just about enjoying the process. And I love it. I enjoy coming on LinkedIn myself. I write my heart out. I post a picture, which is quite random. It's not systematic. But when it comes to my clients, I have a structure in place, I have systems in place, because that's the service that I provide. I don't want to
mm.
end up in a very professional situation myself. I want to enjoy it. So, to enjoy certain things in life, you have to ease it out. Just ease it out. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
feel. What do you
yeah.
think about it?
Well, I was just gonna say I love what you're saying because I agree with you. And you said some things that I communicate quite a lot to people as well, as just enjoy it, have fun. Like
Yeah,
business is it's challenging. It will stretch you. It makes you look at all of uh your lack of skills and inadequacies because it's down to you to grow it.
Yeah.
So there's enough challenges that just naturally come with running a business. But if you can learn how to just enjoy it and have fun in the process, and you said something really key there as well, which I think a lot of people don't like hearing, but it's true. And you said just go slow. Now, that
Yeah.
doesn't mean you have to build slow. It doesn't mean that you will grow slow, but there's a difference in the mindset of approaching things from let's build this for longevity, which there's a consistentness and it feels slow as opposed to let's try to make, you mentioned this a second ago, let's make $1 million in like 30 days. It's like, how about we make our first 1,000? We do our
Exactly.
first 10,000 and you build that up. And so that structure you've talked about is spot on. I totally love that. Um, if you look at the number one challenge that you've had, like the biggest challenge that you've had, that just when you faced it, you're like, oh, how are we going to get through this? I'd love to hear what that is and what lesson did you learn from that?
So the biggest challenge, I will come back to my business. I would rather, focus on that because one of the biggest challenge I faced in last 8 months, I would say, is that it's not about onboarding clients. The onboarding bit is the easiest one. I would say people are desperate to get clients, but what I see is there are loads of people on LinkedIn, a lot of businesses that have still not discovered that LinkedIn is a great platform to be on, and the opportunity is endless. What actually matters right now is, are you being able to deliver that sort of value to those companies? Does
Mm,
it actually match with their expectations? A lot of times, again, just how we have our personal mentality that we want to capitalize on everything in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So same goes for companies. They just want to jump on LinkedIn and they want to get maybe 100 leads, 150 leads. But what they don't understand is LinkedIn itself is a relationship building platform. It has
mm,
always been a very authentic, real community kind of platform where people communicate and work together. So it
mm,
thrives on communication. That is what we fail to kind of convey to our clients because it's so short lived. When you're onboarding them, it's more about deliverables. It's about how many leads are you going to get, how many content pieces are you going with. They never ask about what sort of relationships are you going to build for us, what sort of doors are
yeah.
you going to open. So this is the biggest challenge that I personally have faced. People who understand this are open to spend a lot more, and they don't care what deliverables are covered in that retainer. The ones who are new, who kind of just want to jump to conclusions or just want to collect as many outcomes as they can, they will kind of fight for cheaper retainers. They will fight with us for deliverables. They
Mm,
won't retain with us. So that's the kind of difficulty I have faced when it comes to LinkedIn. I personally feel it's more about gradually building. It takes at least 3 months to actually see good results and
yeah.
have those sort of leads. So this is one big personal, more business inclined issue that I've faced with clients when dealing with clients. And I'm sure you totally understand this. You come from the same industry and you
Mm,
understand how the whole B2B marketing channel has grown
mm,
itself. I would say outgrown itself. We have
mm,
moved from attending expos, spending millions in attending 10 expos or participating expos to directly communicating with people all around the globe just through a platform. So
yeah.
I think people are not seeing the bigger picture. They're quite missing on it. That's what I feel.
Yeah. 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 Totally agree with you. 100%. 100%. Well, Addy, where do you see your business in the next 2 to 3 years? What are you wanting to do with it?
I personally I want to have a product of my own. We are already building a couple of products. We have already analyzed a lot of bottlenecks. Like I've shared a couple of big problems with you.
Mm,
We have a few more problems in the B2B marketing space, I would say, not just LinkedIn, overall B2B marketing space. And there's a lot of scope of still integrating more tools to it, easing out a lot of workflows. It's not just having a CRM, it's not just having a sales dashboard. It's more than that. It's about
mm,
automating basic process, having that sort of understanding of communication. So we want to eventually build a product that is for the people. It empowers the people more than replacing them. So that's what my end goal is currently. And
Amazing.
in next 5 years, I look at it as a product that is going to solve problems, crowdsource data, and give it back to the community. I don't know how many millions it's going to make, but I'm sure it's going to reach to some sort of $1 million at least.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah,
Love that goal, man. I love that goal. Well, Addy, for people that are looking to get in touch with you and find out a little bit more
yeah.
about what you do, what's the best place for them to do that?
I would say jump on LinkedIn. I wouldn't recommend to book a Calendly slot. Just drop me a message. Just let me know that they saw the podcast, and I would directly connect with them personally. I don't mind exchanging numbers, exchanging synergies, and talking to new people in the industry. I'm sure you have great connects, so let's leverage your connections as well. And I want it to be something that really builds a community more than just clientele. I'm not looking to onboard a lot of clients. We have a very limited bandwidth and we always open 5 slots every month. So right now for January, we have 2 slots opened up. That's it. Other than that, I'm happy to connect on LinkedIn or Instagram. I create amazing content on Instagram as well. You can just put down my name, Aditya Divecha, and you'll find me on Instagram.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely recommend people checking out Addy and the places he's just mentioned there as well. Thank you so much for being on the show, Addy. It's been great hearing
Yes.
your input and perspective on things, which I totally agree with. So, and as a reminder to everyone listening, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way to close deals that doesn't rely on any of the old traditional methods everyone hates. To find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn to have a chat. That's Jason A. Osborne, and the link to that will be in the show notes below. But until next episode, stay inspired.